You're welcome to Cat Narratives. In this narrative, I'll be telling you a story about how a barber called JEB turned his hairstyling business into a multi-million business. Yes, how a barber called JEB turned his hairstyling business into a multi-million business. Follow me. JEB is a barber who owns a unisex salon in a very eccentric community. JEB started his salon business in 2018 but was only able to turn it into a business worth a few scores of millions last year after he made some big profits by using the power of content creation and marketing. How was JEB able to achieve this feat in such a short time? Let me give you a quick recap of JEB's story. JEB is a graduate of Physics and Electronics with second-class upper division from the prestigious University of Lagos, UNILAG, Nigeria. After his mandatory national service year, JEB came back to Lagos with the hope of securing a job in one of the big Lagos organizations. However, even though JEB wrote many resumes, applied for different job roles, and was invited for several interviews, yet JEB couldn't get a job of his dream. After a while, JEB was frustrated and determined to travel back to Ibadan, Oyo State, where his parents lived, to start a business of his own. But his uncle, whom he stayed with in Lagos, advised him to start the business in Lagos and promised to get him a loan to start with. JEB accepted the offer and decided to stay back. Thanks to the National Youth Service Corps Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program (SAHID), JEB had acquired some hairstyling skills during his national service year. He thought he could start a business around that and quickly brought out his pen and paper and drew a small business plan for the hairstyling business. After doing that, he showed his uncle the setup and first year operational cost for the business, and his uncle got him a loan in some weeks' time. JEB was happy. It was now good to go. Plan and loan in hand, JEB had something to start his business with. He dashed out and rented a space in one of the most busy hubs in his environment. JEB thought, an average guy gets his hair shaved at least twice a month, and a lady gets her hair done at least once a month. And since the loan he got could set up the basic instruments for doing both male and female hair, he set up his business to offer both services. He employed 4 additional hairstylists, 2 males and 2 females, with himself being the 5th. He was the business manager and saw to the running of everyday affairs of the business, while his staff attended to customers. Soon, JEB saw his business growing so dynamically, he was happy he made the decision to start his business in Lagos. Before the first year was over, he was able to repay the loan his uncle got for him. His business was now debt-free, but there was a little problem. His average monthly returns could barely cover the business expenses, so at the end of each month, after paying his staff salaries, JEB was only left with a little amount of money for his personal upkeep and for growing his business. He, however, stuck to the game and was applying several strategies to improve the profitability of his business. Some of the strategies worked, but only for a while, but JEB never gave up. Towards the end of 2019, JEB started experiencing massive growth and already had a particular portion of his profits saved up for growing his business. But something happened. The COVID-19 pandemic had already encroached Nigeria, and in the start of 2020, the imposed lockdown by the federal and state governments forced JEB to stay out of business. JEB was definitely angry with the situation and had to lay off his staff to sustain the business assets he had. However, he kept thinking of what to do to keep making profits during the lockdown. He determined to start offering home services and started contacting some of his clients. However, only a few of them opted in for his patronage, and that was just once in a while. Along the line, his business location rent expired, and he had to take a large sum of money out of his business savings to retain his business space, hoping that the lockdown would soon be over and he would resume business. But that wasn't the case. After several months of hoping that the lockdown would be over and that he would get back to business, but that wasn't happening, JEB was once again frustrated. He thought he could have just sold his equipment instead of paying another year rent. Out of frustration, he started thinking about what else to do to sustain himself. So he took to the internet to search for job opportunities or online businesses he could start to make money. After so many queries on different sites, JEB couldn't find what he needed. He determined that he was going to return to Ibadan to join his father's grocery business till the lockdown will be over. But one day, as he was surfing the internet, he stumbled on a website where he saw a post. The post read, "How to grow your business using content creation and marketing." He was attracted to reading it, hoping to get some ideas he could implement to grow his business. So he read through all the posts and opted in for the training, which was charged at a few thousand naira. In the training, JEB was educated on how to use content creation and marketing to inform and nurture consumer interest and influence their decisions to buy products and services for solving their problems. He was told that his customers are online, but the reason he can't get them is because his business is not online, and he is not also finding the customers where they are using the bulk of their free time by creating content that can attract them to his business. JEB was told that his business is a center that customers will only visit if they see what they need in it, and the only way he can make customers visit the store is to create attractive content on different platforms to boost his business awareness and brand reputation. JEB was introduced to several types of content creation tools, and content publishing platforms he could use to get to his customers online and engage them. He was also taught how to create both physical and digital products and services his customers could want, and the content marketing tools he could use to increase sales and profitability for his business. JEB realized he could use this to grow his business, so he started thinking about some of the questions his customers often asked him about hairstyling and treatment. He came up with a long list of questions and started writing down the answers to them. He also created a list of products his clients could use to solve problems like hair dandruff, hair loss, scalp treatment, baldness, and so many other problems his customers always complained about. He also made a list of content types he could create to engage his customers online and the best platforms he could use to publish his content. He remembered that his employees often made videos of their jobs, and he quickly created a WhatsApp platform where he asked them to drop those videos. He was going to use those videos on Instagram and YouTube to inform consumers on how to carry out some of the hair treatment processes, since the lockdown wouldn't allow them come to his business place or him get to reach them at home easily. Once he was done, he got a website designer to design a low-cost website for his business. He opened a Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram account and started writing articles to be published on these platforms. In a few days, his web designer was done with the website and he launched it. He made a few posts on the website and had his business information placed on the homepage. Because JEB was a good hairstylist, he could write extensively on his topics and created highly engaging content on his website. Some of the topics he wrote on includes how to treat hair loss with organic ointments without any side effects. Get that dandruff out now before it breaks your skull. How to grow your hair using food supplements and organic pomades. The best hair shaving equipment and their prices. How to use hair shaving equipment without injuring yourself. And so many informative and engaging contents. JEB also made several video posts on his Facebook, Instagram and YouTube accounts. He also wrote advert scripts, got a designer to make them into videos and place them on his social media handle, targeting his immediate community and environment to lead to his website. He also started running a podcast channel where he talked on topics revolving around beauty and self-care. Boom! Like a flash, people started contacting him for solutions to the problems he highlighted on his website, podcast channels, and social media accounts, and he started offering them products he either made himself or purchased from third parties. JEB was a smart guy. He used some of his business savings to acquire equipment he could sell to those who demanded for it. Within the first 3 months of using the power of content, JEB had made hundreds of thousands in sales and profitability for his business. He made so much online connections that he had to call back 2 of his employees to do home services and deliveries to customers. That was how much the power of the web helped JEB. And JEB's YouTube channel was also growing, and YouTube placed some ad on his channel, and that began to give him some extra cash from the internet. JEB never stopped there, however. He was liking this online thing and kept on thinking about how to advance his business using this idea. So he decided to start creating ebooks on hair treatments, and he sold them online. JEB made massive profit from that. After a while, other barbers around his vicinity started noticing the growth trend of his business, and they kept on asking JEB what strategies he applied to grow his business. JEB offered to help them too if they could pay him a good amount of money. Some of them agreed, and he taught them the same content creation principles and business branding. JEB saw that this was another opportunity he could dive into. He started putting together a course material for content creation and branding essentials for hairstyling businesses. He launched the course online and made massive sales from different locations of the world. JEB was now a millionaire, taking hundreds of thousands every week from his online platforms and business. As soon as the lockdown eased, JEB acquired 2 other business spaces in Lagos, employed more staff, and continued to grow his business using the same online strategies and marketing principles. Through the power of the digital world, JEB is no more an ordinary hairstylist. He is now a prolific content writer, content creator, business development consultant, and online lecturer. JEB has won many numerous awards, both from local and international organizations, in recognition of the values he has brought into the beauty and health industry. This was how JEB took his business from a dying business to a multi-million business facility, leveraging on digital presence, skills, and marketing. What's the point of the story? Did you know that you could also do the same for your business? Do you know that content creation and marketing is not limited to any kind of business or industry alone? Now, for knowing sake, this story is all fictional, but it is just that one thing that can tell you what content creation and marketing has the power to do for your business. Do you want to be like JEB? Do you want to turn your business to a multi-million business in this digital world that we are in right now? Then follow the link in the description below to learn more. Thanks for coming to Cat Narratives. See you some other time.